Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fulton Street Beats. This is cool today. I have got myself here in this box a guitar that I always wanted but was unachievable. And why is it unachievable? Because they don't make it. It's not an actual production guitar, and it's not something you could ever go out and just buy. Well, Mike, how the hell do you have one then? Well, of course, it is a knockoff. It is a knockoff of a guitar that Gibson never produced, contrary to popular belief. Gibson never put this guitar into production. This is an Ace Frehley Les Paul Blue Burst Sparkle Metal Flake guitar. Yeah, I'm sure you've all seen it. And Ace Frehley used a guitar like this, well, quite frequently as one of his favorite guitars. Now, there's rumors that he sold this guitar. But I'm going to tell you, doing some research, that I quickly found there's a few of these guitars that he had done. That is correct. Now, the rumor is that Gibson actually made one prototype for him. I can't find anything that verifies that. But what I do know is that Ace Frehley had one or has one in his collection, and he's been seen quite frequently playing that guitar. And I'll leave you a link in the description below of him playing that guitar. Now, I have to apologize to you guys quickly because this isn't the guitar I was supposed to be unboxing. We were supposed to be doing an acrylic Ibanez gem copy. That is right. That's what we were supposed to be unboxing because it was the one that lit up and it was really cool. But the source that I have to get these through, or that I chose to get these through, and I'm going to reveal that source, be it good or bad, after we unbox this. I'm still going to reveal the source. Actually, we'll do that right now. I got this from a seller, so you know there's no bias. From a seller called Stay Music 10 on eBay. That is right. So if this guitar is bad, well, they're the ones that sold it to me. If it's good, well, they're the ones that sold it to me. So, but this particular seller that I decided to go with based on my research and positive feedback that I saw, they had positive feedback, so that's why I went with them. If they're good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad. So there you go. They didn't have in stock the acrylic gem. Now, I could have waited and got one from China. I did not want to do that. I wanted to present you guys a guitar. We will get one in here, I promise. So for those who voted for the acrylic gem, I apologize. I just couldn't get one. I could get this much quicker, and they had it in stock. So the pictures of this guitar online at their website look amazing. I wanted to check it out. How good can it be? Now, to start right out, I'm going to tell you this guitar cost $187, but there's a little more to it than that because it's $100 to ship it, yes, even here within the United States. And, of course, we had $22.98 to give good old Uncle Sam in tax. So total was $309.96. So $310 for all intents and purposes. How good can it be for $310? Well, let's find out. Of course, we all hear the Chibson horror stories. Now, personally, I'll tell you that I've had really good luck with copies or imitations of famous brands, like the Nuno guitar back here on the wall that we've been upgrading, and we have a tremolo that's going to be going in that shortly. But I digress. I've also had in the past a Zach Wild that actually had active EMG-style pickups in it that sounded really good, and also an SG that was a Chibson that was also very well done. Now, I think a lot of that has to do with the research that you put in before you buy and who you're buying from and who's making them. So take what I say with a grain of salt because you might, it can't be the same across the board. They can't all be good. We've seen plenty of horror stories and bad ones. But I think if you put the due diligence in and the research to find something, you're going to find it. Now, for those of you wine-sipping, guitar-hanging people that can't stand Chibsons, go someplace else right now. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to listen to it in the comment section, but I'll simply ban you from the channel. This is for people who want to see what this guitar is about. If you don't want to buy one, that's fine. If you leave rude-ass comments in the comment section below, you'll be banned from the channel, period, that quickly, and that's it. So your comment, you'll be speaking into a void. So keep that in mind. Now, if you like guitars and all kinds of guitars, no matter what, no politics involved, this is the channel for you because this is what we do. Why do I do this? Because this is what this channel does. It's what it's about. So let's get into this unboxing without me blabbing any farther. Let me put on my, as I always say, my skepticals because I like to nitpick things like this because I want to know what the quality is. I want to know if there's any flaws, what the flaws are, so I can honestly represent without any bias or judgment what the actual product is and compare it and put it in a category compared to other guitars, be it high end, low end, what have you. My expectations are not high for this guitar simply because of the price. It's not high because it's, let's face it, that color's got to be pretty hard to pull off, right? Now, Epiphone did make a version of this guitar, but it wasn't as intricate as the guitar should have been. Let's put it that way. So let's get in here. And of course, it's encased in styrofoam, and I'm going to need my razor blade again because we're here. You know, ooh, okay, that one's already undone. Here we are. That's it. Okay, let's put that over. Here it is, blue. It definitely is blue. And we have some literature here, of course, on how to adjust the nut. I can tell you it's got, right through the thing, it's got the lightning bolt fretboard on it, which is very cool. So let's just do this reveal. Got anything else in this box that I should know about? We have a loose Allen key right here. Of course, we know what that's for. I don't see any cables or anything. So you guys are going to see this for the first time. I hope everybody's getting kind of a picture of this. But let's, we always unveil from the front. Let's unveil from the back today. I'm going to see it first. And let's see what kind of unique features this has from the back. So, okay. So we do have a serial number. It does say made in the USA. That is not true. We do have Grover style tuners, and it's kind of weird because they actually do look like Grover tuners too. They're not cheap looking. They feel good. Okay, now you can see that metallic flake in there, that sparkle. Really nicely done so far. Got a QC Past sticker on it. I always still like to see those stickers. It's refreshing, even though they might not amount to a barrel of beans. I like to see them. So let's check out the back of this guitar. Some of these guitars I've seen have had Corvette covers on the back for cavity covers instead of the Ace Frehley ones. Oh, there's a nice touch. Look at this. It has the really high-end nickel, and I say really high-end, about as high as you can get, nickel strap buttons that are flat and not the bell-shaped ones. And those of you who watch this channel know that I hate bell-shaped strap buttons. So that sparks my interest right off the bat. Little dust right here. You think about the back. So, okay. All right. So we're getting there. Let's go. Let's do this. I know I should just rip it off, but I like to save this. Okay. So let's look at the back. Another. We have a beautiful, there's a nice burst, and in this light, it would be very easy to see that I am in, and there is none that is visible on the back. It does have the binding on the back as well as the front. It does say Gibson historic art right here, mirror finish, and it does have, the plastic does have the Ace Frehley engraved signature with the Ace card and the Spaceman logo. I will tell you the back of this is absolutely gorgeous. Let's check this out. Doesn't have a plastic jack plate. It's metal. So let's flip it over and take... Ooh, baby. Are you guys seeing this? Okay. Wow, okay. So I wasn't expecting that. This has the sparkles on the pickups themselves. And it is, if you saw it in real, it is nicely done. Oh, let's turn it over here. We'll just check the back. Let's start at the headstock. Oh, we got a sticker over, must be the logo here. We'll peel that off in a second. The nut on this one, at least, appears to be bone, which is kind of odd for a Chinese guitar. And it seems to be... Okay, so there's a lot standing out to me, this guitar right now. A lot standing out. Good things. And I see one bad thing. So far. The tuners appear to be really nice. The Ace logo is nice. It looks like very nicely done logo here. The binding. That's the first thing The binding is exquisite. The binding that I'm seeing on this guitar is simply outstanding. Oh, I thought that was a blemish. That's not a blemish. That's just stuff on the guitar from shipping. So the chrome plates around the pickups are actually metal and not plastic. Was not expecting that at all. It does have the clear knobs on it. It looks fantastic. The hardware looks like Epiphone quality. As a matter of fact, I mean, it looks just like Epiphone quality. I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually marked. It actually is marked. I can see it under the bridge right here. It's actually labeled Epiphone right on the bridge. Okay, underneath it. Right underneath, I can see that. The knobs are put on right. Nothing is hitting. Nothing is, so far as grit. No, nice feeling knobs. It looks fantastic so far. Looks department. I'm going around this, and I'm looking very deeply, guys. I'm looking for sanding marks or anything like that, scuff marks. This is really nicely done. The binding coming up into the neck, meeting the neck. Ooh, fantastic. So you ready for this? These guitars are coming a long ways because this has the bald and the frets all the way down, like you'd see on the eart. And they feel fantastic. Now, I don't know about the neck. Looks straight, looks about right. I don't know if there's any buzz. We'll check that real quick. So I'm 100% transparency. I'm pretty impressed right now. I'm very impressed. So this is it's in tune or very close. This is a half step down. This is tuned to a half step down. It's very, very close. It may be out a tiny bit, but it's very close. So guitar was actually out, obviously checked before it was shipped. The binding work is exquisite on this guitar. This is very shocking to me for the price of this guitar at $310. Very, 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 very shocking. Shock me. Make me feel better. And that's exactly what it did. I'm really curious about the pickups because I don't know what they did to them, but they're actually, it's not a decal, guys. It's actually almost looks like an epoxy with the sparkle in it over the pickups. Like you can't see, you don't see the poles. You don't, well, I guess you can faintly see the poles, but that looks amazing. Like I thought that would be a decal you'd peel off. It's on there. It's on those pickups permanently. It looks like the pickup height has been adjusted. Now the rings are pretty flat. They're not your standard Gibson rings where they would be different sizes or layered differently. These are all pretty much the same size and laid on the guitar, but they are metal. They look really, really good. Strings feel nice. Okay, so let's check out these inlays. I'm going to try to leave you guys a lot of detailed pictures and video of this too at the end, so stick around here. Guys, the frets are polished. They're polished to a high, if you see that. The frets are polished to a high shine. The fretboard is totally clean, and the frets have, I see, zero fill around these frets. And even the Ace Frehley on the fretboard, this is a dark fretboard, very smooth and custom looking, no green to it. And there's no fill in this. I don't know what they're doing for this, but this fretboard looks simply amazing. So what do I see that's off of the guitar? I see two things that's off. And I think that, I'm hoping this is just a cover. Okay, so that's all mirror. Then come off. The screws are screwed down in perfectly straight. They're not all wonky like you see on a lot of guitars. Cassette does have the good strat buttons. The binding where it meets the body literally everywhere is perfection. It feels awesome. And if you're wondering, there's definitely jumbo fret on here too, which kind of ironic. Been getting more and more guitars with jumbo frets. It's almost like they're listening. So that's really cool. Now, I didn't request anything on this guitar. I just ordered it. So I would think that if you ordered one too, that you would get the same guitar, hoping that they come from the same manufacturer anyhow, but of course, order at your own risk. Where the paint meets the body and the neck, it's perfection. The back of this guitar, look at the fade in with the blue. It's very pronounced. It's done very, very well. It's done beautifully on the front. I don't have any complaints on this guitar, other than noticing really quick that the truss rod cover itself, and we're going to peel this off, don't worry. The truss rod cover itself, and it might be just loose. Might be just, yeah, it is. It's a little loose. That touch of an angle, I noticed it on a nitpicker, at a touch of an angle, and it is mirrored, by the way. There's just a piece of plastic film over it. So maybe I could straighten that. Wow. That is so cool. So I can see it's mirrored from the bottom, and it's not like a metal one. It's actually mirrored on the bottom, and it's deep. So it's like looking through a piece of glass into the mirror. That's a nice truss rod cover right there, even. So again, another thing that kind of excites me and makes me, I'm very excited about this guitar. I didn't hear any buzz either. So definitely a half step down, and it's almost dead on in tuning. Action is really low. Let's check the action right now. Wow, dude, are you kidding me? Once in a while, I'm excited. Man, if this sounds half as good as it looks, well, I'm sure it's not gonna, but it's just cool. So we're gonna check at the 12th in millimeters. 1 millimeter on the low side. Should be that all the way across with this radius. 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. It's perfectly set up. I'm gonna check the neck relief here real quick. Thing's spot on. You're not gonna be able to see, but this thing is spot on, set up correctly. Man, they're listening. I mean, $310 is nothing to sneeze at for a guitar, but this is built well beyond $310. As far as build quality goes, it's definitely built just the finish alone. Holy shit! And then use it. You couldn't replace the shit on here. Okay. So Grover tuners, are they real? I mean, we know how they always use knockoff stuff. They're stamped right. They're not willy-nilly. There's no pits in them. They look real. They look like they look the part. We'll see how they feel when we get going here. But I can tell you, looking at the guitar, it's pretty impressive. And I didn't think I'd be saying that like that. Let's see what we got underneath here. Maybe this is foobarred. It'll pull everything right off. I'm going to pull that off. Oh boy, we got some residue, of course. And there she is. Yeah, we're going to clean that up now. Oh, yeah. So what's this say? LS Custom Shop is who makes these. I'm going to keep that. Anything made by LS Custom Shop, I'm probably going to buy now. And there is our Gibson logo that, I'll let you guys judge that. Because that's pretty damn close right there. Not that it makes a difference to me. I don't care what it says on top. I could say whatever, Chibson, whatever it's supposed to say. I don't care. That's not my point. But it definitely does look the part. It's done nicely. It's set. Oh, man, it actually looks really good. They did a fantastic job with this guitar. Now, I'm going to give you guys some close-up pics of this. You can tell me what you think. Honestly, maybe it might not be your cup of tea. It might not be your style. It might be too blingy for you. Me, I've always wanted the guitar. I think it's cool. And the reason I wanted one of these is spelled Ace Frehley. It's right. So that's almost like having a piece of rock and roll history that you can't have. Do you know what I mean? We could buy, little miniature replicas of Ace Frehley or his guitars or whatever. This is an actual replica of one of the guitars that's unobtainable in real life. So it makes it a little bit more special to me because you can't get them. So, and a little more fun to have something, even if this guitar sounded like shit, just to hang on the wall and say, hey, look, it's an Ace Frehley replica. It's pretty freaking cool. You'd buy a clock with Ace Frehley space or guitar on it. Why not have a real guitar even if it is a copy or a clone or a fake or whatever you want to call it, and have it because it's cool. That's the reason why, is the coolness. And this earns a 10 in the cool book, or 11 in the cool book. This is probably one of the coolest guitars that's ever come through here looks-wise. But how does it play? Is it wired right? Switch is solid. The knobs feel good. Let's come back and plug it in. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to bring you some pictures of this close up, so stay right there and watch those. I'm going to bring you back in the next video, and I'm going to try to work on that video so it's up when this one is. So I'm going to try to leave a link to that video at the end here. It'll be at the end or down below to the next video. We're going to play this thing, because my goal is to play an Ace Frehley song that he wrote, one of the first songs he ever wrote for Kiss, and play. We'll play Cold Gin on an Ace Frehley guitar, and we'll see what it sounds like. It may be, like more like hot vomit, but who knows? So let's check it out. Come back. We'll check that out. That way you can hear the tone and hear it in a mix, in the blend, and what these guitars, what I would think would be intended for playing Kiss songs. All right, guys. Here are those pictures and close-up video. And I'm going to clean it up, and I'll leave it just like this. And remember, I said there was another blemish before I go. There was a little white spot right here, but it looks like it. No, it came off. So the truss rod cover's a little off. That's about it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Is it cool? Is it your cup of tea? Do you think it's a pretty cool piece of Kiss Ace Frehley history to have, or at least even a nice little background piece for the studio? Because that's the fun of it for me. I think it's really cool, and hopefully it sounds good. Tuning seems to be dead on. Not going to bore you right now tuning it up and plugging it in and playing it. We're going to do that where I can just get it tuned up, come back, show you what it does, and hit it and forget it. And remember, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and remember, it's rock and roll that makes the world do that twirly thing. Ace Frehley, Les Paul, blue and silver, burst, sparkle, spaceman, baby. That's right. All right. Thanks for watching.